Hello, guys, and welcome to Cricket Caviar. What a day of limited overs cricket. We had Sri Lanka winning versus New Zealand. The same New Zealand that were looking so comfortable versus India, and they were smashing the spin of Ravichandran Ashwin, and Ravindra Jadeja looked helpless against Mahesh Theekshana, Vanindu Hasaranga, and Dunith Villalage. And what a performance, bowling performance from Sri Lanka. Even though the pitch was a turning track, even their fast bowlers like Matisha Patirana and Nuwan Tushara actually stepped up. And the only fight that came from New Zealand was actually from an all-rounder, and I can't even remember his name. He's a new
Zachary
guy.
Fox. Zachary
Yeah,
Fox.
Fox, and he played incredibly. Actually, he bowled well, batted well, and in fact, I think they were 67 for six, and you know, New Zealand, and I really didn't have any hope that they would reach 135. But credit to Fox, Zachary Fox, that he took them to 135, and I think Sri Lanka had a little bit of wobble, but we all know how deep Sri Lanka's batting is with Villalage coming at 8. I was never nervous. I don't know, Pratik, why you were worried, but I was never nervous. Even after Rajapaksa got out, and it looked like they were 87 for 5 there. Asalanka guided them beautifully throughout this chase. He had Hasaranga for company, he had Kamindu Mendes for company, and finally he had Villalage to ease the nerves and finish an easy chase. On the other hand, Pratik will also talk about how the Afghanistan Bangladesh series is panning out because Bangladesh has leveled the series and it's a comeback man, Nasoom Ahmed, who had got lost in Bangladesh cricket. He has come back and he played brilliantly with the bat, with the ball. Jakir Ali was superb, Shanto was superb, Soumya Sarkar was superb, and Mehdi Hassan, who actually was the stand-in captain because Shanto was not on the field today, guided his troops brilliantly. He was motivating his troops. He was at the face of Afghanistan, and they made some calamitous and funny errors. So we are going to discuss that. But first, the Sri Lanka game. Pratik, what's your view? What's your take on the Sri Lanka New Zealand match? It was definitely a one-sided contest, but not a washout totally. So, what's your view on that? I think Pratik will be joining in sometime, but I
Yeah.
just want.
So, Tushar, I was not that nervous about Sri Lanka's chances because I know anything less than 160 will not be competitive. But we know how New Zealand fights. Right? Yeah, this team actually, if you remember, New Zealand B or C went and beat Pakistan in the white ball series as well. So they always punch back. And again, we saw an example of fight today from Zachary Fox. I'm a little bit disappointed because if center would have stayed with him, they could have made around 150 also. But yeah, so yeah, it will be very difficult to beat Sri Lanka and Sri Lanka, especially when they're in this form. They trashed West Indies. They beat India in ODI format. So it will be challenging, but yeah, I still thought New Zealand played a decent game without the likes of Conway and Phillips. I think they put on a decent show.
Yeah, I mean, to start with, they had a lot of inexperience. They had Tim Robinson, they had Chapman, and Chapman was actually a player for Dambula in the Lankan Premier League, but he also got out very early. Tim Robinson got out very early to Dunith Villalage in the power play itself. I mean, they had a very bad power play, New Zealand, and even Phillips, Santner, like they couldn't do much today actually. Hasaranga bowled really well. Pathirana came, and actually there was one over where Ish Sodhi and Zachary Fox took Pathirana for 20 runs, and that over actually gave some momentum to New Zealand. And I was wondering whether they would come out all guns blazing. They actually took the wicket of the opener on the first ball itself, but then Nisanka played well. Kamindu Mendes played well. Kusal Pereira also played well in the power play. They gave some momentum to Sri Lankan innings. But again, the same question remains, like Rajapaksa is coming too low down the order that we have been discussing. But Sanat Jayasuriya is certainly fixed on that idea that Rajapaksa will play only as a finisher. So, I mean, Asalanka played brilliantly today. That he's the best slog sweeper I've told again and again. And today he again showed what a beautiful slog sweep he has. versus East Sodi and played Santner very well. Truly a captain's knock, took them across the line.
He was always a special talent, but with the captaincy, the responsibility he's showing, that really amazes me and makes me happy.
Mm,
We saw that Shanaka was not able to do it with the bat, but Asalanka is doing it more often with the bat and is in tough times. Like he's controlling the chase really well, managing the chase. Since he's become captain, we haven't seen something crazy like 200 strike rate innings, but this is more important because Sri Lanka always have impact players, but this is more important that someone who stays there till the end kind of
mm.
role. So Asalanka has taken it beautifully. And Rajapaksa today missed a big chance, Shikhar. Yes, he's not playing it at the right position, but still today he had a very good chance to put a good 30 or 40 odd at that position with Asalanka, but he gave his wicket away. So I think he'll be dropped soon, and they might look into Dinesh Chandimal. Although I think they should look into some new all rounders instead of going to Chandimal, who is a test expert. But yeah, still we are not sure why these two are there, Rajapaksa and Chandimal, if they're not going to play in the top order.
Yeah, even like some of the viewers from Sri Lanka were commenting that Chamindu Wickramasinghe actually showed some good signs versus India. And uh, we had another all-rounder that I'm forgetting the name, but he was quite good, the bowling all-rounder. Uh, so
Chamika, I don't know, man, why are they not playing him? I liked this. He was the most aggressive
yeah,
Sri Lankan I've ever seen.
yeah,
And he used to look angrily at the batters, and he used to do a bit of both batting and some lower order batting and
he,
bowling. So, yeah,
he
he's also
was
should
he
be back
was
in
an
the mix.
excellent lower order hitter, and he used to wobble the bat around and
He
absolutely
performed in Asia
smash.
Cup also. Yeah.
Yeah, he was very important in that Asia Cup win. And Sri Lanka have a lot of depth coming in. Like recently, they made the finals of emerging Asia Cup also. So there also Sahan, Archa, Chige actually played very well. So yeah,
Because that's
man.
a consistent theme, by the way, about Chamika. Like Asian teams, they don't prioritize a fast bowling all rounder. They don't groom them for some
Hmm,
reasons. Like we have seen, India was not able to find anyone except Hardik Pandya. Thankfully, now they are putting investment in NKR. But again, Pakistan had a good, decent bowling all rounder called Fahim Ashraf. He is also
hmm,
nowhere near now. So this is a big problem that Asian teams do. But if you look at South Africa, they have plenty of bowling all rounders like that. Pretorius, Ndile Feflukwayo, Endile Simalene, so many players, but I don't know why
yeah.
Asian teams don't have those options.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to imagine a South African or an Australian team without a fast bowling all-rounder. Even in Bangladesh, they were playing Vian Mulder, who's a fast bowling all-rounder. And
And this is
Australia,
where Sri Lankan cricket stands here. You don't need to show your spin prowess. We know you are the best. You're better than even India in the spin
hmm,
department. What about
hmm,
developing batting talents and grooming those seam bowlers or all rounders? They
hmm,
have to work on that if they want to excel in the next T20 World Cup. It's been a very long time that Sri Lanka hasn't qualified in the knockouts of any World Cup.
hmm. I mean, Kamendu Mendes played well today, but unfortunately for me, he's a test match legend for what he's done right till now. He's already a test match legend. But I think forcefully fitting him into the T20 team, I haven't seen him bowl also much till now with his ambidextrous bowling. If he was doing that, he could have been an automatic selection. But just picking him based on his batting, and today also he started really well. But you are sacrificing Rajapaksa and you are not picking Chamika Karuna Ratne. So you're sacrificing a lot of people to play Kamindu Mendes, which I feel okay if Jasuria is totally like trusting that Kamindu Mendes is my guy for all formats, then it's okay. I mean, it's Jasuria's gut instinct, and Jasuria has delivered the results till now for Sri Lanka. But yeah,
Yeah, I agree. I actually would only play Commando in tough surfaces, like where
mm,
there is a chance of collapse and you need a technically sound batsman to hold from one side. But other than
mm,
that, they need to in most T20 games, pitch will be flat, so they need a guy like Rajapaksa who has excelled around the world in that T20 format. He has the knack of hitting sixes. So yeah, definitely have to prioritize Rajapaksa. I don't know why Jasuria is not seeing his value yet.
yeah. And New Zealand also, I think, made a tactical error. They brought Glenn Phillips off spin, with a batting lineup that has so many left-handers. I think Glenn Phillips was brought on in the 11th over. He immediately picked Kamindu Mendis wicket and he was looking good. So I don't know. See, the run rate was never an issue for Sri Lanka. So they were never really under the pressure. Even if the wickets were falling, they could take the time to absorb the pressure and, chase with a lot of calculation and pace the run chase according to the situation. So I think they should have brought Glenn Phillips earlier. They should have maybe asked Chapman to bowl a lot. Zachary Fuchs bowled well. I mean, Ish Sodhi was below par. Santner bowled well, but I wish that they had tried other options, and that's something for New Zealand to think for the next match.
But don't think
Anyway,
this is over yet, Shikhar. Center, I'm sure he's again such a small gap between the matches, but he's definitely at the drawing board right now. He's trying to make quick fixes before the tomorrow's match. He's trying to evaluate again who can be my batter, who can give me some runs. Again,
hmm,
it's a very bullshit top order that they went through with like all the test specialists, Henry Nichols and Will Young. It's a
hmm.
really shameful top order that they've gone with. But I'm sure Center will be doing some calculations tonight and he will come up with something.
Yeah, I
It will
mean,
take some work
till
for this Sri Lanka to
till
beat
the
them too.
till the ninth over, they had hit just two sixes and three fours. So it was a slow start. And Will Young, I've never imagined him as a T20I batter. Definitely, I mean, he hit a big six to Velalage, but yeah, man. Also, I want to mention about the boy wonder Villalage. He keeps on growing, even though he had recently only made his T20I debut versus West Indies. He's already looking like a very settled member of this T20I side of Sri Lanka. And today also, the way he finished with the bat, the calmness, things got a little bit nervous at the end because they were not able to get the finishing runs soon enough. But Villalege actually played three dots, but then he hit a beautiful cover drive. Then he absolutely smacked one for the six. And of course, his bowling was superb too. He got the early breakthrough. He got the last wicket. So he was asked to bowl in the power play. He was asked to bowl in the death. He delivered both on both occasions. So
Shikhar, I
that.
have no doubt Belalege is someone who will be playing the Test cricket soon for Sri Lanka. The maturity he's showing at this age is just unbelievable. The
Mhm.
calmness you mentioned today, and another incident I want to mention, while he was bowling in the death today, did you notice that he was bowling few overs in the death, and he was bowling it slow. So the commentators were
Mhm.
praising him like he's so brave. He's not worried about getting hit for a six. He was like flighting the ball, bowling it slow, 80, just 80
Mhm.
k's an hour, and trying the batsman to make a mistake. So he's already, yeah, up there with the quality he has. Very impressed by him.
Yeah, I think that's about it about the Sri Lanka New Zealand match. And Pratik, let's talk about Afghanistan versus Bangladesh. I mean, what a game today. Bangladesh turning the tables on Afghanistan, who looked on, and like we were discussing today only, that Afghanistan look untouchable and they're winning everything. They won versus South Africa. They won the first ODI here. But today, the intent with which Soumya Sarkar came and Nazmul Hassan Santo, finally the captain stood up and played a good, sensible knock. And actually, Bangladesh were 38 overs, 175 for 3. It looked like they would go for something like 275 or 300 even maybe, and it will be clearly above par because it's not going to be easy to chase at Sharjah after what Allah Mohammad Ghaznafar had done last ODI. We know it's not easy to chase in Sharjah because there is no dew and there is a lot of spin. And surely Bangladesh must be feeling the trauma of what Allah Mohammad Ghaznafar did with them. But today, actually, they played really well, and I want to appreciate Jakir Ali and Nasoom. Even when the chips were down and they actually collapsed because of Kharote's spell, Kharote actually took the three big wickets. He took Shanto's wicket, he took Tawhid Ridoy, and he took Mahmudullah's wicket. And Kharote was on song, but Nasoom Ahmed comes out and first ball he smacks it into the, he slog sweeps Kharote out of the ground. And then you have Jakar Ali absolutely picking on the weak link of you know who's the weak link, right? It's Fazalak Faruqi. He actually got smashed today to the pieces. Like
Come on,
so.
man. Like, how can you pick on him? He has the most wickets in the T20 World Cup. He's a legend now.
Yeah, he's only good when the wicket supports him. Today he got absolutely smashed. You should totally watch the highlights. I know you're a big Faruqi supporter, but he totally got smashed today by Zakir Ali. I think it was so good. Zakir Ali actually hit him for back-to-back sixes, and the last over again they gave to Faruqi, and again
Yeah.
Faruqi was absolutely sent to the cleaners, and he has I think conceded 7 overs 70 or something today. In the total of 252, he considered 70 runs in 7 overs.
Yeah,
So,
Jacare is someone who did not work in the test, but he's definitely a very good asset in the T20 game.
hmm. Yeah, he's a
And
good
this
white
series,
ball player
because
in T20 and ODIs can be a very, very good asset. Like, totally agree. I mean, he
match
was
in this
not
stage of
ready
feel like
for
it will
that
be a
day.
thriller, but both matches ended early, man. So I'm a little bit disappointed because both matches could have been a thriller, but somehow
Hmm.
both batting collapsed. Like first Bangladesh in the first match, today Afghanistan is collapsed, and I'm very surprised they didn't come close because they still had batting resources left even for the last 10 overs. Even with Rashid Khan, we thought it will go close, but credit to
Hmm.
Bangladesh for closing it early.
Yeah,
And they have, yeah,
the reason for that was only one, and that's our favorite guy from Bangladesh, and it's Mehdi Hassan Miraz. Today he was the
ultra
standing
talented.
captain. Yeah, today he was the stand-in captain and he arranged the field in such way that the pressure was totally on Afghanistan. He was choking them for singles. He took a brilliant catch at short third man, a full hit that came towards him. He dived and took a brilliant catch. Then he delivers with the ball 10 overs 37 for 2 and a beauty to get Mohammad Nabi, who was the savior of Afghanistan in the last ODI. He bowled a beauty to get Mohammad Nabi and Nasoom Ahmed. He actually bowled really well. He created that pressure that created a very funny and calamitous run out for Afghanistan where Gulbadin Naib actually showed how selfish he is as a guy because Rahmat Shah was actually playing well and Rahmat Shah missed out in the first ODI. He wanted to make up for it. He scored a 50 and he was going really well. And suddenly you had Gulbadin Naib come in and he misjudges a single. He runs halfway down the track, and then he's so determined and he's so adamant to get back to his crease before Ramat Shah gets when Ramat Shah is already past 50. So it was a very funny run out, and after that, Gulbadin Naib also got out, and I think it was Mustafizur who got Gulbadin Naib out, and yeah, the paces were good too. I mean, Taskin and Mustafizur have been good even in the first match. They were very good, and today it was Nasoom, Mehdi, Taskin, Mustafizur all coming good and delivering this special win for Bangladesh because I thought they were under trauma after what they went through in that 6 for 26 and that collapse in the second innings. This is a really good comeback, and Shanto will be proud of his knock, although it was a slow knock. But some problems remain.
And let me tell you, Shikhar, Shanto takes his batting very seriously. Have you heard that he has
Hmm,
stepped out from the Test captaincy because, and he announced it before the South Africa Test debacle. It was not after the debacle. Before the
hmm,
series, only he told that it's my last series as a captain because I want to focus more on my batting. I'm worried about that I'm not getting the big
hmm,
runs for my country. So
hmm,
he does take it very seriously, and that's what he showed today. But
hmm.
Shikhar, how do you rate these two teams' chances in the Champions Trophy?
No, before I come to Champions Trophy, Pratik, I just want to say
Yeah,
there are some issues that remain in Afghanistan, even though they are winning a lot. One is even in the first ODI, I noticed Hashmatullah Shahidis. Now, this is a topic that we have talked about like a lot. Today also his strike rate. You are chasing
yeah, long, long
252.
time. My favorite topic. I mean, my most disfavorite topic.
Yeah, man. Today also he was 17 of 39 and he was 9 of 30 at one point of time. And he absolutely destroyed that momentum. And when he got out, actually the run rate was more than 7 per over when he got out. And that also created a lot of pressure on the batsman coming in. And even in that first ODI, I can understand because Nabi and Hashmatullah was trying to saved them from 35 for 4, which was a very dire situation. So I can still understand, yeah, they are trying to work around to a par total, but today they had to chase an over par total, and again Shahidi is knocked.
So that's the
So
funny thing, Shikhar, that Shahidi does it again and again, mostly while chasing. And that
hmm,
creates tremendous pressure for the batsmen coming in the lower order because they,
hmm,
even in, we have seen, man, that the required 100 is 5. He gives the other batters required 100 of 8 after his slow knocks.
hmm, hmm.
So it doesn't make any sense the way he plays like this. It
Yeah,
creates so much pressure for other
I
batters.
mean, the only winning formula for Afghanistan is if Gurbaz and Rahmat Shah can bat long and, you know, painfully if they bat long, and we don't have to see the painful batting of Hashmatullah Shahidi. And then, Nabi can directly come in around 35th over or 40th over and smack around those sixes. But yeah, today I think that knock also kind of destroyed the momentum. But well
Yeah, to
bowled.
be fair, like Afghanistan does look different team when Gurbaz give them a start, but without it, yeah,
Hmm,
there is this thing that they need to improve. They need to address this. They need another player who plays
hmm.
aggressive and can be more responsible.
Yeah, and coming to Champions Trophy, I don't know what is going to be there in the Champions Trophy, whether Sri Lanka will come, whether who all are going to play, because India
No, Sri
is
Lanka and West
definitely,
Indies are disqualified, man. I checked. So it's only 8 teams, and
yeah.
Afghanistan and
But
Bangladesh
it
have made it to the
seems, as
quarter.
per the ESPN Quick Info News, Pratik, that India is going to pull out because Pakistan is not agreeing for a hybrid model as of now.
No,
So
no,
if
they just agreed yesterday, Shikhar. PCB just agreed yesterday that they are okay with
okay,
India playing their matches
okay,
in
but
away.
today I heard again that they were not agreeing. So let's see what happens there. But
Hmm.
Afghanistan, again on the flat tracks of Pakistan, I don't give them much of a chance. Again, it's going to be very difficult for them. So they need some help, like Faruqi and even Rashid Khan. They need some help from the conditions, because if the conditions are totally flat, again you have players like Hashmatullah Shahidi. It will be difficult for Afghanistan and Bangladesh. I mean. See, they were fired up today, but will they be that much fired up for the Champions Trophy? Because somehow their intensity lacks in those big tournaments.
Very much. They've always been hot and cold. Like even after winning the
Hmm.
Test series in Pakistan, we thought they will be a very strong force when they will tour India or when against the series
Hmm.
if against versus South Africa. But yeah, they just they're high and low. They're never consistent. That's one problem. But
Hmm.
for Afghanistan, man, what they should do is they should ask Pakistan that if India is playing their matches in UAE, some teams also have to play with them right there. So they should try to shift as much matches to UAE. That's what they should try.
Right, right.
Because
Uh,
they never had the batting to make 350 plus. So their game is 250. So they should try to play in UAE along with India.
yeah, but let's see. It's going to get interesting. We have a series decider now. Afghanistan versus Bangladesh. I didn't expect actually this. I expected either Bangladesh to win it 3-0 or Afghanistan to win it 3-0. But now, yeah, actually, it's quite fair that there will be a series decider, and it's going
We
to
have
be,
two thrilling series deciders, Shikhar. I'm so excited. Pakistan versus Australia and
yeah.
Afghanistan versus Bangladesh. So it is going to be a cracking next 2 days.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So that's it from our end, guys. Thank you for watching our channel, and please subscribe our channel, Cricket Caviar. We are going to come out with more content. And congratulations to Sri Lanka, congratulations to Bangladesh for tonight win. And thank you guys for staying tuned with us. Thank you, and please subscribe our channel, Cricket Caviar.